So in the previous example that we have talked about, the student.txt and the executable file need to be in the same folder in order to read the integer value from my file, right? So in order to read the integer value, both the student.txt file and the program executable file need to be in the same folder. So that is how we have given the relative path, right? So let's see what's going to happen if I do not have the student.txt file in the current folder that I'm running my program, right? So let's see the content of my current folder. So you can see I have the student.txt file and also the example.1c file and the executable also there. A.out executable also there, right? So everything is in my current folder. So that is why it has successfully read the information from my student.txt file and it has given me the answer as 75, right? So if you look at the content of the student.txt file, it has the two integers, right? That is 75 and 80. So it has read the first integer from my student.txt file. So let's assume that if we do not have the student.txt file in the current folder, what's going to happen? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the student.txt file from my current folder. So now if I look at the content of my folder, so you can see there's no student.txt file. So now let's execute our program. So what's happened? So it has given the segmentation fault error. So this is when we compile the program. So if you compile the program, it does not produce any error, right? But if you execute the program, it's producing an error, that is segmentation fault error. So in this case, this program, it's not producing any compilation error because it's compiled it properly, but it has produced some executable error or runtime error. So this type of error we called as runtime error. So why this segmentation fault error raised? Because right now there is no file called student.txt. So when it is executing when my computer executing my program, it cannot find the student.txt file in the folder that it is running the program. So that's why it's raised the segmentation fault error. So let's see what is the reason behind for this segmentation error. So let's look at the execution of this program. And so the first step in my program, always my execution begin in the first statement. That is, it will, when computer start the execution, it will create the program memory, right? Then it will create the first statement. It's creating the variable called integer marks. It's creating a variable called marks, right? Then the second statement, it's creating a file pointer. Call, let's say I'm going to do a different color. This is a FP file pointer. When it executes this statement, that file pointer declaration statement, it will declare a file pointer called FP, and initially once it declared, it is assigned to null file pointer, the null. So it's not pointing to somewhere, it's pointing to null file pointer, right? So in the next statement, what we're trying to do, we are trying to open the student.txt file with the read. So now Do we have the student.txt file in the current folder? In this folder, if you look at the content of this folder, so there's no file called student.txt. So then fopen cannot open that file to the file point, right? So even after you execute this command, so my computer couldn't find the student.txt file to open and attach it to the file pointer called fp. So there's no such file called student.txt. After executing this statement also, my fp file pointer remain as a null file pointer, because there's no such file called student.txt in the current folder to open using fopen command. So fopen command unable to find that file. So that means fopen command, after even executing this statement, my fp will still assign to null file pointer, right? So that is how my memory look like even after executing this third statement in my program, right? So then in the fourth statement, what's going to happen? It's trying to read the integer from my fp file stream. So right now my fp file stream is not pointing to anywhere. So it's not pointing to actual file stream, it is pointing to null file point. From there, my fscan is trying to read the integer value and store it into a marks variable. But since this is not pointing to any file stream, so it's trying to read the integer value from the null file pointer, but there is no memory attached to the file pointer. Because of that, so it's trying to read someone else's memory. So that's why it's giving the segmentation fault. It's trying to go to a different segment. It's trying to read the information from this null file pointer. It's a different segment. It's not a legal segment in this program, and it's reading that information from the not a legal segment in this program, that is null file pointer. So that is why it has produced the segmentation fault error, and it has given that error and it stopped execution my program, right? So that is why I have got this segmentation fault error. In this case, we know this segmentation fault error caused this fopen command. In some situation, you might get the segmentation fault error in other different scenarios as well, other than the fopen command. So because of that, what we are going to do, we are going to handle this kind of a segmentation fault error manually in our program, right? So in next example, that is what we are trying to do. So let's look at our example 2. In example 2, what I am telling to my computer, so open the student.txt file, which is located in your current folder where you have stored your executable file. Then I'm checking if condition. So I'm handling the segmentation fault error manual or by using my program code. So I'm checking is my fopen is even after using the fopen command, even you computer execute the fopen command, even is it still assigned to null file point. So if it is not assigned to null file pointer, then only I'm going to read the integer from my student.txt file. If it is still pointing to null file pointer, what I'm going to do, I'm going to print unable to read the specified file message and close the file pointer. That means I do not have to do actually anything in the close command in this case if there is no file in the current folder, right? So what is the advantage of this one? So advantage of this one, so we know if that there's no file in the specified location in the specified name, so it will give us this kind of a message. In the previous case, it has gave us the segmentation fault error. If you are executing a large program, if you are getting a segmentation fault error, that means you do not know where this error caused, right? It's hard to figure it out where this error caused. But if you can somehow just manually handle this kind of errors, then we know, okay, so that means unable to read the files. That means there's something missing with the either file or our relative path command, right? So that is the advantage of this handling this kind of a file error message within our program. What's going to happen in this case, right? So let's assume that still we do not have a file called student.txt file in our program. So initially our program always begin with the first statement in the main program, first statement in the main function. Then it will declare the integer marks variable. Then it will create the file pointer called fp, and then it will try to open the fopen command. It will open a file called student.txt with the read mode, but right now that file is not available in the current location. So after execution of this statement also, my fp is still pointing to null file pointer. Then I'm asking, is my fp not equal to null file pointer? Right now it is equal to file pointer, so this condition becomes false. Not equal becomes not equal to null, it's become false, right? It is right now equal to null, right? So not equal to null file pointer, condition become false. That means I am not going to execute read in part from the, I'm not going to do the fscanf part from my program. Then I'm going to jump into the else part. That is else part, I'm going to print unable to read the specified file, and then I'm going to close the file. That means I'm again assigning my file pointer to null file pointer, and then I'm going to exit from my program, right? So actually if I want, I can put it this one also into the if clause, because I just want to close the file if this legal file is open. Otherwise I do not want to close it every time, right? So we can run and we can write our code efficiently if you put it the if clause command inside this if clause, right? So now let's execute this program and see the output. So now I have executed as previous time also it did not. So I'm trying to execute example 2. So now I'm trying to execute my program, right? So right now I do not have a file called student.txt file. Because of that, my file pointer is still pointing to null file pointer. Because of that, my if condition become false, that means it will go to else part and it will execute the else part, that is print unable to read the specified file. So that is what I have got from this program, because of I do not have the student.txt file in the current folder, right? So that is how we can handle the file error within our program. So if you do not handle this kind of error within your program, it will generate the segmentation fault error, and it's hard to find the reason for that segmentation fault error in a large program. So that is why we have handled this kind of file processing errors within our program code. Let's create our student.txt file. So I'm going to enter 75 and 80. So those are the 2 marks that I had. So I'm going to save it. So now if you look at the content of my folder, now you can see there's a student.txt file. Now let's try to execute this program again. Now you can see, since there is a file called student.txt, now I can see it is reading the first integer value from my student.txt file. So if there's a file, so it will properly work this program also. What will happen if there's a file in the specified location? So right now I have the student.txt file in the folder. So it will happen, instead of it is assigned to null file pointer, it will open the file that I'm trying to read. It will open the student.txt file. Student file, it has 75 and 80. Right? Then it will read the first integer from my file. So that is what happened. So this program also works perfectly fine when this file is located in the specified folder and specified name, right? So what will happen in this case? It will try to open the student.txt file using the fopen command and with the read mode. So right now student.txt file is available in my current folder where I am executing my program. So because of that, it will open that file and it will attach to that file into my fp file stream, right? So now I'm checking the if condition in the next statement. I'm checking if my file pointer is not equal to null. Is this condition becomes true or false now? Now file pointer is not equal to null. That becomes true, right? So right now it is not equal to null. It is equal to file, right? Student.file stream, right? So that condition becomes true. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to scan an integer from my file stream. From my fp file stream, I'm going to read the integer and store into marks. So I'm going to read the first integer, that is 75, and I'm going to store that value into my marks, right? So that is how my memory will look like after execution of this state. Then I'm going to print my marks value, so it should print 75 in my standard output stream. Then I'm going to close my file. So when I'm closing my files means I'm going to assign this file pointer. So when I close this file, what will happen? It will assign my file pointer into a null file pointer. So this is what happened if I execute the if close this command, right? So now it is reassigned to my null file pointer. That means my student.txt, now it is just hanging in my program memory. So either my program or my operating system can be used this memory efficiently for other tasks, because right now it is not attached to my program. It is just hanging in the memory. So my computer or the program, it can use this memory space that used for the open file to other purposes, right? So now I have executed all the inner statement in my if clause. Now I do not want to execute the else part, because if part becomes true, then I'm going to go to the return statement and I'm going to exit from my program. I hope everyone are clear with this example. So let's move on to our next example.